Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your number one source for deep dives into South African politics and global affairs. Today, we are unpacking a moment that many are calling a diplomatic humiliation for South Africa. A visit that was supposed to showcase our leadership on the international stage has now turned into a national controversy. President Cyril Ramaphosa recently traveled to the United States for what was expected to be a high-level diplomatic engagement. But instead of the red carpet welcome that's usually extended to heads of state, Ramaphosa was greeted with what some are calling a diplomatic insult: just 6 US soldiers dispatched to receive him upon arrival. That's right, no grand military ceremony, no significant display of state-level hospitality. And this is not just some minor protocol detail, it has exploded into a full-blown controversy. So, what actually happened? And what does it say about South Africa's position in global politics under Ramaphosa's leadership? To understand the outrage, we need to place this event in context. In international diplomacy, especially when it comes to visits from heads of state, protocol matters. Symbolism matters. A military guard of honor, the number of officials present, and the scale of reception often reflect the level of respect or strategic importance one country attaches to another. So when the President of South Africa, a G20 nation, a key BRICS member, and a regional powerhouse, is welcomed by only 6 soldiers, it sends a message. Whether intentional or not, that message was received loud and clear by the South African public. This wasn't just about the number of soldiers. It's what that sparse welcome symbolizes: a perception that South Africa is losing influence, that we're no longer taken seriously on the world stage, especially by Western powers. And let's not forget, this comes at a time when South Africa has been walking a geopolitical tightrope. From its controversial stance on the Russia-Ukraine conflict, to strained relations with the United States over its ties with BRICS allies, there's already tension in the air. Opposition parties wasted no time. Critics from across the spectrum, including the Democratic Alliance and Action SA, slammed the reception as a deliberate snub. On social media, hashtags like #RamaphosaSnub and #DiplomaticInsult began trending, with users accusing the US of disrespecting the people of South Africa and accusing Ramaphosa of diminishing the country's global stature. Some even called for South Africa to reconsider its diplomatic ties, suggesting that this was evidence of a broader Western disregard for African leadership. But it's not just the reception itself that raised eyebrows. Many questioned why Ramaphosa even made the trip given the pressing domestic challenges back home: skyrocketing unemployment, an energy crisis, and an increasingly fractured political landscape as coalition tensions build ahead of the 2026 local elections. Critics argue that the president should be focused on fixing things at home, rather than chasing handshakes abroad, especially when those handshakes are this lukewarm. And let's talk about the optics. Images of Ramaphosa stepping off the plane to be greeted by a tiny military contingent were widely shared online, often side by side with footage of other world leaders receiving grand receptions. The contrast was stark and embarrassing. For many South Africans, it evoked feelings of national shame. And in a country already grappling with disillusionment in its leadership, this moment only added fuel to the fire. But is the backlash justified? Some defenders of the president argue that this may have been a logistical issue, that perhaps the US did not intend to insult South Africa, and that the limited welcome could be tied to internal American protocols or security concerns. However, even if unintentional, the symbolism has already done damage. Perception, after all, is everything in politics. This incident also opens up bigger questions about South Africa's foreign policy direction under Cyril Ramaphosa. Has our non-aligned stance in global conflicts backfired? Are we drifting too far from traditional allies? And more importantly, are we trading real strategic partnerships for short-term ideological alignments? Many analysts are warning that South Africa's place in the global pecking order is slipping, and moments like this serve as a wake-up call. Ramaphosa came into office promising to restore South Africa's image on the international stage after the chaos of the Zuma years. He was seen as a diplomat, a bridge builder, a leader who could bring stability and credibility back to Pretoria's foreign policy. But this episode raises real doubts about whether that vision is still intact. If anything, it seems that South Africa's reputation is becoming more ambiguous, caught between being a vocal member of the global South and a nation still seeking approval from the Western powers it often criticizes. The diplomatic community is watching. So are foreign investors. And perhaps more importantly, so is the South African public. With elections looming and faith in leadership at a low, every moment like this chips away at the image the ANC is trying to rebuild. For many South Africans, the image of their president being half-heartedly received abroad is not just a protocol issue, it's a symbol of national decline. As this controversy unfolds, there's growing pressure on the presidency to clarify what went wrong and how they plan to repair South Africa's image internationally. Was this a misstep? A deliberate geopolitical signal? Or simply another example of diplomatic mismanagement? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, the world is watching how South Africa carries itself, and how it is treated in return. And as the line between perception and reality continues to blur, the cost of humiliation on the global stage may be higher than any of us expect. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think about the diplomatic reception Ramaphosa received. Was it a genuine oversight or a calculated snub? Should South Africa respond, and how? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on South Africa's political journey. See you next time.